But I'm telling you, man, there's a big part of me that goes, I can't fuck with society. I'm serious.
Clip that.
I'm serious, dude. Nobody heard me when I said it at the birthday party. Okay, because my niece turned 10 years old. She got all sorts of makeup.
Ooh.
So, and she, from like different people too. So she's got like a freaking pile of makeup as tall as she is.
And is she into makeup? Is that a thing that she's
kind of.
into?
She's starting to, I think. And then I know like the day after her birthday, I pick her up and she's all make-upped up, made up. And I didn't even notice it for like the first half hour because I just, I'm not paying attention to a 10-year-old's makeup, obviously. And then I went, oh, shoot, that's why she's all like sparkly and blue and shit. So I complimented her. Here's the point, dude. Nobody heard me or paid attention, but this is why I'm excited to be a dad. Because when I'm a dad, so somebody was saying something. I think maybe her stepfather was saying something about how it's too much makeup or she can't have makeup or she doesn't need makeup because she's so pretty. And I said, as loud and as forceful as I could, but nobody caught it. I said, yeah, Paige, we don't listen to men with beards about what we're going to do with makeup, just so you know.
Nice.
Because we learned that from a sweet gal, but that's the most important thing I can tell women. If a guy has a beard, he doesn't get to tell you whether you look better without makeup.
So
Don't
is
wear
this like
makeup.
a segue to telling me I don't get to tell women?
Well, that's all. Yeah, it applies to you. Because here's the thing, dude. Women can't cover up 8 chins with a nice beard. You
This
understand?
one does.
They can cover it up with concealer.
Uh-huh.
And then guys go, what? You're lying. Oh, you makeup, whore, skank, whatever. I don't know what they say about makeup. It's been so long since I cared about a woman wearing makeup. I can't remember what I said.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's
Do you remember
that.
when you were young? I guess you lived wilder than me. When you were young, did you get mad at your chick for wearing makeup?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I used to be...
I guess we talked about this.
I'm not...
Slutty outfits.
I sometimes forget that you've only been on this last portion of my life. Mm-hmm. Before my divorce, the last one, I was very insecure. Let me look through your phone when I want. Why you putting so much makeup on? Why you got so much cleavage showing up out with the girls? Yes. I mean, I was an insecure.
Do you remember getting mad about
bitch.
Pictures they posted on social media? Like, why do you have to put? Why do you have to put your?
Why is your profile
out?
picture just you? Why isn't it me and you?
What's that's nasty, dude. God, I'm trying to think.
I was insecure as hell.
You know what it was for me? One of my most shameful ones was. It was kind of like going through all the pictures before I showed up and started dating her, and like, damn, like a year ago, your tits were out. What's kind of?
I think I think everyone does that. Well, at least insecure young men at a young age engage in that kind of behavior because I could see that too. Why is there still a picture with your ex-boyfriend's family on your Facebook? What's that about?
Who cares?
Like, I'm not childish. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about anything like you. Listen.
Yeah.
Do you think this is just... I'm spitballing because I had a 19-year-old.
Can I just say your energy is fucking perfect today?
Yeah. I woke up today, I
dude.
said, I'm going to record a podcast.
This is nice.
Also, here's a trick for anybody. I set my alarm sound to my on repeat playlist from Spotify, and then also I hit snooze 4 times, and every time it just plays the next song in my on repeat playlist. So I got to just be woken up to my favorite songs 5 times in a row, and then pop out of bed.
Nice, dude.
It's a fucking cool way to wake up. So and I had a 19-year-old boy say, yeah, I'm not really into emo girls or whatever all that shit is, or I just want a cute gal that likes Star Wars or whatever. And I get it, we're all into different things. It's just I'm currently having this thought, so just walk with me. I'm wondering if that whole thing about liking emo girls, because I like emo girls, dude. I really like them. I like punk girls. I like all sorts of alternate, Sure. And I was wondering if that's just a different strokes for different folks, or I was wondering if that was is it the same thing that makes you go through your chick's Instagram that also makes you not like emo girls, and then as you get a little bit more mature, and I'm not saying that with any judgment, you go, also, I like a punk bitch.
Yeah.
And you can post whatever you want.
Yeah, for sure. I know, for me, it depends on what kind of emo chick, right? Because I love emo, alternate, whatever, punk, like you're saying. whatever, if that's their style, but they're still a normal woman to talk to.
100%.
Because then you got
100%.
the other category of them that take it, they're like real sad, negative, and shitty all the time. So if she wears it well as a style, but she's like a normal chick that's happy.
Yeah, and that's what I mean too, is mostly style. Obviously, I'm just connecting with their soul wherever we do that. But
fuck yeah.
You know who does it the best on TV of all time, just the biggest celebrity crush to a character I've ever had, is Aubrey Plaza in Parks and Rec. Her character that she plays, April Ludgate, how she just hates everything and is just sarcastic.
Good friends with Ron.
Dude, hilarious. And I wouldn't mind a gal that like just kind of deadpan hates everything.
That'd be fun.
That would make me excited. And I've loved girls like that before when I was young. Brother, can I tell you what's in my notes? I'm glad I walked us right up to this. I was so excited on my way here today thinking, oh my God. And when I get to my 30s, every chick I wanted to bang in high school is going to get a divorce. And if I'm not in love by then, because I was thinking obviously like, 30 years old, I'm not even going to have a wife or a kid. And I went, buddy boy, it's going to be freaking, are you kidding me? They've just been in the marinade for 10 years waiting for you to show up.
Yeah, and they got all their early crazy shit out on someone else, dude.
So I was daydreaming about all the girls that could get divorced in the next 8 years that I get.
I was actually scrolling Tinder the other day, and one of the first girls I ever dated, her older sister, who's pretty hot. I gave her a quote on some concrete. That's how I know she's still hot, like 2 years ago. And I saw her on Tinder, and I thought her and her husband were together since high school, and they're well into
these are the ones
they're well into their mid-30s.
That's what I'm saying.
Why are you guys splitting up now, like 3 or 4 kids together?
Because I think that, and I wonder what the numbers are honestly. If there's like certain segments of how long you've been married that people get divorced the most, because there's like getting divorced in the first year or two, which is like, oh, what the fuck did we do? There's getting divorced after like, I don't think people get divorced at the 5 to 8 year mark generally. Well, how long were you married each time?
A little under a year the first time.
Okay.
And the second time was, I think, around 3 years.
Okay. See, and that kind of makes sense. But I think once people get it kind of established, I think, like, if you have a good first 5 years, you get your feet under you, you got, like, a good relationship. And then there's, like, a 7 or 8 year itch I hear about. But, like, you go another 5 years, and then everything's changed so much, and now you're, like, lost again.
Funny, her sister that I dated as well, like a year ago, split up with her boyfriend. They were together since high school, too. So
really?
Little sister got divorced, is with her new man, and moved in.
This is what
and the older sister's like, it's just, I can't speak to it because I don't talk to either of them, but it just looks like, oh, so right around the same time you guys happen to get unhappy, or one of you watched and said, fuck it, I'm going to do it first.
Bruh. You want to see, and this is great podcasting, but our listeners can suck my dick, dude. It's the greatest meme the internet's ever known.
Yeah, no shit. Used up. Used the fuck up.
I never saw anything better than that. And I'll tell you another thing that has me freaking buzzing, dude, is I think about the kind of podcast I want to have with you. And it is the kind where you go, oh, yeah, I gave her a quote on concrete a couple years ago. That's what I want the vibe to be forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's everything that I've loved. Those are my favorite podcasts, or when it's just people that gave somebody a quote on concrete or painting. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I just like being blue-collar boys.
That's what it is.
I called the accountant yesterday, scared to death, dude. And, like, the questions I asked
Do you want
him,
to dissect that? Why does that rattle you? This man works for you.
I know. I don't. I'm frustrated because I don't know what questions to ask.
I know, but that's the part about what you're paying him for. Hey, I don't understand what the fuck's going on here, and I pay you to make me understand what's happening. So what's the deal?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know what I don't know. I don't even know how to begin. I asked him about how to pay myself with an S corp. He tells me what I already Googled before I called him, which is you got to pay yourself a salary and you can take dividends. You got to pay yourself a reasonable salary. That's the rules. I knew that, but I don't know how to pay myself a salary. Do you call a payroll company?
No, you do it yourself and you track it. I even have all my paperwork if you want to.
Well, and that's what when I tried to ask him, I said, so how do I go about like paying my salary? Do I just transfer the money to my account because I'm in charge of both accounts?
Yes, but you need a business account. You have it.
I have a business account.
Perfect. So you pay yourself every Friday. I would transfer it, and with the in the description put salary, and you pay yourself every Friday or whatever it is consistently. But then your bank record is keeping track of it, right? That's how you keep track of it with your taxes at the end.
But you got to pay your Social Security taxes and your Medicaid taxes. I do for that money I earned, and then because I'm going to need a W-2 that goes from my
in your
business
position,
to me, right?
what I would do is just go to Jesus Christ, why am I blanking on
an H&R Block?
No, there's a little. Not payroll. I can't remember off the top.
Yeah, there's all sorts of that stuff though. There's payroll services, tax services.
Yeah, but all of it in one's. There's one on the corner. I'll think of it. It'll come to me soon. But anyways, you just give it. That's what my uncle does. He just does everything through them, and then they take care of keeping track of all of it, sending your taxes.
And I even like my accounting software that I use for like $20 a month. I can run payroll through it. But anyway, I don't know. And I'm in over my head, And then I made this money, and I was too scared to touch it. And I go, granted, this is probably going to be a me problem. But also, the system is such that it's like, I'm too scared to touch this because I know the IRS doesn't fuck around. I know they're not going to get you. I made like $5,000. I'm not rich. But, you know what I mean? It's like, what a dumb system. All I want to do is just work, make a little money. I'll pay my taxes. I have no argument with paying my taxes. It's just so complicated. And then I call an accountant, and he's like confused at the level of stupidity with the questions that I'm asking him. He's like, how do you pay yourself a salary? And I go, I'll just ask my brother.
See?
Yeah.
Dude, you have a tool. Use it. Even.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to call the accountant. I wanted to square my shit up, but couldn't figure it out. We can't win them all, dude.
Oh, that's funny. You swung the bat. Now you're going to do what we're going to do in the first place.
So, yeah. Cool. But I'm glad I tried it. Now, here's what I can say, dude. And, I smoke cigarettes, and people, and I'm not dragging anybody's name through the mud, but somebody made a big deal out of it the other day. You know how middle-aged women can be surprised by things, and they just can't get over it, and they have to tell you how surprised they are every 5 minutes? Have you ever seen them do that? I just can't believe that. I just had no idea that. You never heard a middle-aged woman do that?
For sure. But is this about you smoking?
Yes. So somebody couldn't believe I smoked cigarettes, which is no big deal. But here's what I'm trying to tell. So PSA. Everybody listen to me. If you see me doing something that makes me feel good, you don't have to wonder why. It's because it makes me feel good, dude. What do you think I'm doing this for? If I got a cigarette, it's I'm doing it because I hate it and I'm crazy. I don't know what else I can tell you. It's nice.
I'm 2 days off cigarettes.
Really?
Speaking of, I'm going to grab some nicotine.
There's no need to be on the shits, dude. I sometimes inhale deeply and I go, I wonder if I've reached the maximum capacity of my lungs because of all the cigarettes I smoke. Between you and me, listener, not Austin, he took a hike. Which, this is what we've been waiting for the whole time. Episode 54, we finally get our first solo cast. Okay, I've been doing research lately. I did reading. Oh, he's coming back. All right, I'll tell you guys later when he walks away again.
We back.
You are back, dude. So anyway, sometimes I take in deep breaths, and then I go, if I didn't smoke cigarettes, could I inhale for an extra 10 seconds right now? And I'm dying.
You know what fucks with me is I'd been drinking whiskey, beer, smoking cigarettes heavily for years, and when I went and got my physical to work in Texas, the doctor acted surprised at my lung test.
Impressed?
Yeah. I said, I thought it said on here you smoked, and I said, I do.
They do that a lot.
And I said, well, it does not show.
I heard of, and also I think that just happens a lot in your 20s.
6 years later going, I have super lungs. I can smoke all the cigarettes. I'll never die.
Well, I was thinking about, we were just talking about this, not you and me, but me and some other people last weekend. How it seems like that alcohol and maybe the drugs, but definitely the alcohol gets you in your 30s. It seems like you can ride that horse into your 30s, but if you just keep riding the Bronco, that's kind of when it takes you out. Do you know anybody that died of alcohol in their 30s?
Yep.
Me too. So I think that's And it's just an assumption. Because also, if you're getting sunlight,
it's super
you can
common,
look
right? Even if you don't directly know a family member that it's happened to, you know someone's family member that it has happened to. I think almost everyone does. It's as common as a fucking cold.
You want to know what was bussin'?
I'm glad that's recorded. If you ever pass away, I'm going to set just that clip, you saying bussin' on repeat, is my ringtone.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Or every text you get, bussin'.
That's fun.
Somebody text bombs you, bussin'. Stop texting me. Listen, what is bussin'? Oh, I told you this already, not on a hot mic, but I made the coolest exit from a party I'd ever made. And I'm going to tell the story again right now because the point of this podcast is to get the cool stories on audio. So, 10-year-old's birthday party. And McCoy's Bree is there. Shout out Bree. Also, shout out Autumn. I think we said she was 17. She's 18. I don't know if I already corrected that. Anyway, so Bree's there. And Bree's chatting with me about her life, and she's working on setting boundaries and not being, she's felt like a doormat her whole life, and now she's trying to tighten up and, you know, find a nice balance between being taking care of people, but not letting them take advantage of you, right? So we're doing good boundary talk, and I said, Bree, that's the beauty of the podcast, is that's what Yancey's taught us, is how to set boundaries. You can just say it, you can just leave, you can do whatever you want. You can take up as much space as you need. Look at him. So that's
fun.
So then fast forward later in the night, everybody's drunk around the fire. Except for me, obviously. I'm saying goodnight, and I say, attention, Gus. Shout out, Gus. My couch has a blanket. It's ready. You can come sleep in it anytime tonight if you got to crash. He says, I'm coming, and I'm snuggling with you. And I said, no, you're not. And he said, oh, yeah, I'm crawling in bed with you. And I said, if that's the case, the door's going to be locked. You can stay on the couch or not at all. And he was walking away. I turned to Bree. I say, Bree, you see those boundaries we were talking about earlier? That's how we do that. And then Tyler goes, yeah, unless, you know, sometimes people are just joking. And I said, that is a gamble we have to take. But you know what we're not gambling on? Anybody crawling in my bed at 3 in the morning and waking me up. So good night, everybody. I love you. And I dropped the mic, dude, and walked out of there. I never felt cooler in my whole life.
Nice, dude.
So that's what I've been doing.
You went out on top.
Mm-hmm. I've been going out on top, dude.
Is that all you're doing?
I haven't been spraying out on top, I'll tell you that.
That's going to have to change. Huh?
You want to hear about my sex life?
Uh-huh.
There you go. That's it, man. Start to finish.
Dude, surprisingly same.
I read something in a book made me think of you yesterday.
I haven't slept with anyone since last days off.
Nice work.
Yeah.
You get lonely?
Oh, yeah.
Me too. I got like...
Yeah, but I just go out in the garage and work on my Harley.
Yeah. As I was saying... I got like a paint... I don't know how you say it. Extremely horny for the first time in forever this week.
Nice.
And I was so happy too. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this isn't like me wanting this. This is my body telling me that this is where we're at." What a treat! I don't get that all the time, you know.
No.
I even got to look at porn and just my mind goes crazy about how horrible it is.
No shit.
I can't really look at
that. Happens to me after.
Oh no, after I feel
when
fine.
When the video's still playing and you're like, ah, fuck.
No, I do all my shame in the moment, and then afterwards I go, "That's what we do." Big whoop. And I go back to, I go mow. You know what I mean?
That's funny as fuck, dude.
Anyway, I can't remember what I was saying, but what I am saying is this, dude. We have to leave this town in 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to podcast for 41 more minutes, and I have to smoke a cigarette. So I'm doing the math. I don't know how all that's lining out. I'm doing all the... Dude, we got a new meme. Shane Gillis was on Hot Ones.
I did see a couple of TikTok clips about that.
And he did something where I think Sean Evans asked him how many hours he'd podcasted, like after he took the hottest wing or something. And you could tell he like couldn't think because it was so spicy. So he pretends to think, and then they put up the, you know, all the math, like from The Hangover, that little meme with numbers and shit. It was very cool. And I thought, dude, I wonder if people are going to start gifting that.
They probably will.
So that's what I've been on. Thank you for letting me frickin' shine this bright, beautiful light today, dude. Yesterday, not cool. Yesterday, felt bad. Hung out inside. Multiple people stopped by to say hi and just said, "You look really tired."
But also, you got out and got on the water and did some happy time.
Oh, yeah. I woke up and said, things are kind of rough. I'll just take my boat to the river because I have a boat and I live right next to the river.
Yep.
And I had an old guy chat with me. I had a stranger walk up and I connected with him.
Nice.
His name was Guy. So probably lying, but he's probably lying. But anyway, he got...
What a shitty name.
And that morning, too, because I was in a funk, I was just doing my thing, you know, not really chatting with many people. I showed up and asked the guys that were getting their boat ready. I said, how you doing? And they all kind of look at me. I go, yeah, just you guys, but whatever. And they go, oh, we're good. How are you? I said, if I was any better, I'd be up there. And I pointed to the sky. And they all looked at me funny and then looked away. And I said...
That is kind of a wild thing to say.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I said, yeah, maybe you guys didn't get it. I was talking about heaven, but right on. And then they kind of looked. So anyway, and after that, I said, F these guys. I go do my thing. Guy comes and talks to me after I'm loading my boat up. And he goes, you look like you're kind of like me. You just kind of keep away and do your own thing. And I said, yeah, that's right. And then he kept talking to me. And then I said, yeah, it's been a pleasure meeting with you. I got to get going. And I shook his hand. And then finally he walked away.
Nice.
So anyway.
What did you guys talk about?
Fish. And he was asking me what I was using because he used to use Panther Martins. Now he's fly fishing. He worked on a tournament boat this winter. It was his project, and he's doing bass fishing, tournament bass fishing. Water's so clear you can see to the bottom. You learn a lot about fish and how they move. You drop it in. You see the fish over here. Told me a whole bunch of stuff.
Nice.
I said, very neat, very interesting. Fantastic. Where are you from? He's from Nevada. Moved to West Yellowstone 30 years ago. Moved to Fremont County 20 years ago.
Sick. Shout out, Guy.
Shout out, Guy, dude. Of Fremont County.
It'd be crazy if he hears it, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I think that we're going to blow up pretty soon. That's why I'm bringing the heat today.
It's got to happen.
Yeah, and I hear that you have to make good art, and it has to be selfless, which we're doing both those things, and it has to be consistent, which 52 podcasts in 14 months, pretty consistent.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
So,
fuck them.
Yeah, that's like that's the full package.
I got some videos today from 6 years ago on Snapchat from my buddy Dalton, and it's me and my fucking... That blue Power Stroke I drove back and forth to Texas with with a old Ford pickup on a trailer, broke down on the Fish Creek Pass.
Fish Creek Summit.
And I was like, man, all these years later, and I still just love old shitty broke down fucking Fords.
You're not off the stuff.
Can't.
And why would you be?
Don't think you need to be.
Everybody else that loves them seems to love them forever.
Might as well.
That is kind of a hobby that ages with you, that you can age with.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, because I think there was a surplus of them when I was in high school, because we could find those old fucking things, $400 or $500, pull them out of a field, get them running and driving, and they were everywhere.
Sure.
Now you can't find them anywhere for less than $2,500 or $3,000. Now is that because the economy's gotten better?
I'll tell you why it is. I cracked the fucking code when I pulled into your driveway this morning.
Okay.
I pulled in and I saw in front of these, like, let's be honest, decent apartments. Not nice, but like comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And I pulled it in and I saw somebody's trailer with their side-by-side parked on it. Their $20,000 toy, right?
Yep.
And I went, and then yesterday or the day before, Tim Dillon was talking about how the boomers won't die and they won't sell their houses. And he says that the problem with the housing market is it's an inventory problem. They don't have the houses. They thought boomers were going to die, we'd fucking have houses. They just are hanging on forever. Just being pissed at the world and saying you're doing everything wrong and just living in there. Anyway.
Fair enough.
My point is, I pulled in here and I said, oh, that's how partially why this generation is frickin' everybody's buying old trucks and side-by-sides and they spend $100,000 on vehicles and all this shit, is because nobody's buying a house. So when you don't have like a mortgage and you're not buying a house like every other generation, then you just spend all your money on bullshit. Right?
100%.
So that's what they're doing, I think. That's what I thought as I pulled in here and I saw the side-by-side in front of the apartment.
It's $1,100 a month to live in this decent apartment, and it's $3,000 a fucking month to buy a decent house, not some piece of shit.
Yeah. It's out of control.
It's nuts.
So RFK Jr. says he's going to fix it. Are you a felon?
Nope. You've asked that before, you cocksucker, but it's so goddamn
I never know, dude.
No, I'm not a felon.
But we got to get you registered to vote. You got to vote for RFK Jr. so we can have a chance. Cool?
Cool.
Cool.
I think I've already voted. Should be registered.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, it's this November, so you haven't.
Oh, you have to register every year?
No, I don't think you do have to register. I just thought you were like, no, I voted when I was 18. I thought you never had to do it again.
I always write in.
That would be you, dude. Like, I already voted like 6 years ago, dude. Why are you? I'm fine.
That's about how much I care about politics. That's for
Truly.
sure.
But you listen to RFK Jr., dude.
I don't even like to waste my vote on him. I write in George Strait.
I know you
give
do.
up that.
I've been, since Rogan's back on YouTube, he's been getting recommended to me. And it's all these dudes I want to listen to. So I've been firing up Rogan, listening for like 30 minutes, getting sidetracked doing something else. Mm-hmm. But it's been very fun because all these people are talking about things that I've been talking about, just kind of independent from like noticing it in the world. And I go, it makes me feel like, oh, we're all kind of noticing the same thing. Thank God I felt crazy. Do you know what I mean? Because the world I live in, sure, everybody only notices like their tire pressure and their fuel mileage.
What highway you're on?
Yeah, nobody notices that like boomers aren't selling their homes, you know. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
it'll crash. It'll do what it always does. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
I hope so. But I mean, you got to realize, brother, because I keep battle. Can I tell you a battle I'm having? Let me tell you a battle I'm having. One part of me goes, yeah, B-Train, you're master of your own destiny. I know you can just play the game of society like everybody else does and like be good at it. You'd be fine. And then the other part of me goes, society, like it's never been like this before. We don't know how we're supposed to feel. This blue light's out of control. Like for the first time ever, the entire populace basically, like once the boomers die, everybody in America is pretty much going to like all agree that there's a shadow government or they lied to us or the vaccine's killing people or whatever shit is going on that's like provable because we now know more than ever how much corruption there is in our institutions of government and corporations for that matter.
You ain't shit.
And so it's kind of like this hopelessness of like we're not on a sustainable path at all. The only thing we're doing is like trying to hang on. And I don't think that that's like an insane... So that's the battle I have. Part of me goes, no, dude, it's just society. It's ups and downs. Just hop in there. You're chill. And part of me goes, like, yeah, but we've never had computers. We've never had all these chemicals. We've never had food like this with GMOs and pesticides and herbicides. We've never... Like, everything is so foreign to the human experience that we exist in, that I go, no, you are right, B-Train. This is a crazy fucking society. You're not a lunatic for thinking it's crazy. None of this humans have, like, evolved to be a part of. Do you know what I mean? We just built all this shit, and now we're, like, beholden to it.
So what's the battle?
Am I a lunatic?
Because I mean, you made a ton of good points, but I don't understand the battle. I think that's just your view on
it. Well, then part of me goes, Braxton, well, everybody tells me to stop overthinking and overanalyzing and whatever, but I can't shut that part of me off.
For sure.
I look at society, I go, guys, this isn't good.
Yeah, but there's nothing, as far as when I look at it, there's nothing I can do to change it. We're just here for the ride. I'm going to have to buckle in. And
I know. I wonder if I got to hop out of, like, not kill myself. But
I was like, holy fuck.
But, like, if I got to withdraw.
Are you fucking setting a suicide date live on the pod, dude?
If I have to withdraw from society to go live in the woods and, like, with a chick and raise a family, like, off the grid.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Well, I know, but I thought about it the other day and I went, is that crazy? Does that make you a crazy person? Or am I right?
Well, the problem is what you know what I mean? You're isolated. It seems like more times than not, when you hear about a guy that had enough of society and moves to the woods, it doesn't ever end with like things being super productive. Either they make it and they just do their own thing, and then they're four generations later, there's some grandkids that are just dipshits that got a show on A&E like the Alaskan bush people.
Sick.
You know what I mean? Or you end up mailing bombs to people because you never found what you were looking for.
And that would suck.
That would.
But I'm telling you, man, there's a big part of me that goes, I can't fuck with society. I'm serious.
Clip that.
I'm serious, dude.
There's a big part of me where I can't fuck with society.
It's insanity. Brother, this guy calls me because he has 4 restaurants, big chain restaurants. Mm-hmm. This franchise has like 40, 50 locations. He says, hey, I need help with these restaurants building the culture back and getting these people to like fucking love their job and whatever. And I go, okay, how much can you pay me? He goes, well, I can pay you about what we pay our assistant manager, which is prorated for like 40 grand a year. And I say, well, here's the thing, pal. Like, if you, as like the head of these restaurants, can't get people to care, and you're calling somebody else to get them to care, and all the while, like, you're trying to get people that you're paying $8 an hour to like care about their job, like they're changing the world, and then you can't do it so much so that you have to call somebody else, and then you call the expert, and I say, yeah, I can help you, but like it costs money. Do you know why? Because you see the predicament that you're in. That's one that's going to take some skills to get out of. Those skills cost money in this world. I hate it. I don't want to be a part of it. What's my point? My point is, it's like we live in a world where some people have an idea of like, oh yeah, this is what it'll pay. I'll try and get more money out of it, but like we might not be able to. It's like, you called me.
For sure, but I think there's a middle ground for you, right?
I know. I'm just getting so angry. I'm letting this part out today.
I'm with it, dude, but I think that's why different strokes, different folks. I'm not saying live in the woods off and just completely disconnect, but it wouldn't be crazy to have a cabin in the country in Ashton and live there and drive for a local construction company. You haul asphalt all summer. Then in the winter, you just nestle in your cabin or whatever.
Okay, that's a little.
But I don't think just completely detaching and starting to wear loincloths and running around the woods, I don't think that's necessary.
And maybe you're right, but I mean,
some parts of it are good. Technology's cool as fuck, man.
How?
Yeah, well, what we're doing right now is pretty sick that we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's taking years off our life.
If you ever just need to shut your brain off and check out for a minute, you can plug that thing into any TV around you and watch an hour.
But why do you have to shut your brain off and check out for a minute?
Because sometimes it's nice to take a load off. I don't think it's...
I know, but why is it nice to take a load off, dude? Because all this bullshit in the first place. We're taking a break from this bullshit world we built. We're like, God, this bullshit world we built is too much bullshit. Let's get some more bullshit so we can fucking distract ourselves from the bullshit, dude. I can't do it.
So what are you going to do then?
I don't know. I thought about this 2 days ago. I went... B-Train, are you having a psychotic break?
I love watching you explore this part of your brain.
Thank you. So anyway, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
We operate on a paradigm that's like based on just a ton of lies.
For sure. I guess the point I was trying to get across is you're just going to have to find however it works for you, whether that's melon bombs from the woods or moving to a city and managing restaurants. I don't know what it's going to be, but society with you panicked about it isn't going to change. So you're probably going to have to learn to adapt in some fashion so that you can live a reasonably happy life for the next probably 100 years that you'll be alive. You'll be 132 and go, I read a book the other day.
Oh, son of a bitch. I'll bet I do make it. I'll bet I do become a centenarian. Let's take a break and smoke a ciggy.
Cool.
Okay, so we're back. That was the first half of the podcast.
Everyone might wonder why we've been taking so many breaks here as of late. It's so we can get all the N words and F words.
Well, and I can tell.
FAG words.
And that's why I kept talking so much in that first half. Just quick sidebar. As I can tell, as I'm talking through all of that, I can see the N-words build up in you, and I can tell you get visibly anxious. Yeah. And I go, he has to scream the N-word. So
have to.
So we pause it.
Yeah, and I foam padded one of the closets in my house. I just go standing there.
Completely soundproof.
Yep. I get them all out, and then I get back to it.
You go, it's completely soundproof. It has like a vent that goes right out the roof. Just all your neighbors like 3 times a day just hear the N-word screaming from the rooftops.
Dude, I love that.
Anyway, what I wanted to say, welcome back to the podcast. The first half was the manic portion of the episode. Many of you may be familiar with manic depressive disorder. So if you're not, welcome. This will be the depressing half.
Nice.
So anyway, everybody hates me. I've never done anything right. I'm lost with no roadmap, no direction.
You're just going to have to figure out how to have a family in this modern day society we have.
I suppose you're right.
I know it's not fun. It's not ideal. It's not what we'd want it to be. But I think that's why there's that old phrase. Well, that's why they call it life.
True. That comes with the program. Well, what I'm grateful for.
But I bet if you had a fucking decent trucking job that you liked, I'm telling you, it'd be like hauling asphalt or just something easy, just something running back and forth for 8 or 9 hours a day, 4 days a week. And had you a little house in Idaho Falls with a yard, a girl that loved you that squells out one of your puppies,
yeah, you might be right, but actually, I'm probably just scared that you're right because there's like a part of me, I feel like a persona that I put on, like a mask that I wore for a lot of years was the guy that would be happy with that. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like as I discover more about myself that I would not be happy with that because I don't like Idaho Falls or really this area that much, the culture. Mm-hmm. And I go, and so now, and then it's hard to parse out like, okay, well, would I not like doing that job or would that part of me? Do you know what I mean?
And this
I don't know which one.
Grabbed me up. When you were talking, and who knows how many episodes ago it was, but you said, this place isn't like other places. It's got its own thing. I've watched a bunch of clips of Coetzel playing concerts, right? And he puts on a badass one. And he'll stop singing and the crowd will be fucking screaming it.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what song he was doing in Idaho Falls when he was doing it, but he did the part and almost no one sang it, and he like put his hands up in the middle of the song and got frustrated. Like,
thank you for sharing that.
Are you guys dead? What the fuck is going on?
That is it. That's what I'm talking about.
And it's like an entire arena.
Yes.
Of fucking people.
And the reason that I think they don't do it in this frickin' culture that we got is it's just there's this subtle layer of like judgment about everybody and how they behave in public all the time, and I don't know where it comes from or why it's there. Mm-hmm. But it's almost just like it's like everybody wants to, but everybody's too scared and worried about what the person next to him is going to think.
It's hard not to see it when I go to North Dakota every 2 weeks.
There's
Little Belfield, you
get to do whatever you get to just be you.
Yep.
You be you, and then people
and everyone's cool.
Yeah, usually they're just like that's how he is. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's how the world spins. So when I show up here and I say, hey guys, I'm me, and everybody goes, no, you can't do that. I go, I can do it anywhere else. Mm-hmm. It's literally just here that's the. But I don't know. A prophet's not accepted in his hometown.
Did you say a prophet?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's what Jesus said. That's in the Bible. He said a prophet is never accepted in his hometown.
I think Morgan Wallen wrote a song about that.
Really? Well, and that happened with Jesus. No, he said, I love you more than my hometown.
Oh,
I can't love you more than my hometown.
So you're saying here and now on the pod that Morgan Wallen is God? Is that what you said?
He has God lives within him. Okay. Certainly. I read yesterday.
How do you think he got in there?
Last night I read that mental illness is a symptomatic expression. I've said this before, but of our subconscious, which knows with God, meaning that it's like he's saying that this is grace. The mental, like your depression and anxiety, is grace from God because it's being so pronounced that it can't escape your conscious awareness, and then you have to do something to fix it. But it's there because you started driving truck and bought a house in Idaho Falls, and you go, holy fuck, I don't belong, I don't like this. This is against my value system. And then you get depressed and anxious.
Okay.
And that's grace.
Sick. That was fun as hell.
So something like that.
The listeners are on the edge of their seats.
I don't know, dude. I read a book. It is what it is. Dude, I had an old lady. I'll tell this story. Everybody I've told it to shits their pants. You heard it, but 35 years ago, my dad's 20 years old. They're doing a beer drinking. He and his buddy get into a bit of an argument. Everybody's, pretty drunk. And my dad draws a line in the sand, if you can believe it. And his buddy says, all right, you want to take it outside? Let's go outside then, settle this. And I heard the secondhand account from somebody at the party that I haven't seen for 20 years. And she goes, and I watched your dad, and immediately when his friend said, let's take this outside, tears welled up. Like, he just welled up immediately, and tears came to his eyes. He goes, I don't want to do this. Don't make me do this. And his friend says, no, we're going outside. And so my dad's crying, and they go outside, and they square up, and then my dad's crying the whole time he beats this guy up. The whole time he's just crying, dude. And I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world. He's like, I don't want to do this. Don't make me do this.
Yeah, but I think the kids are calling it standing on business.
Yeah, and he stood on business, dude, and I asked my dad about it, and he doesn't remember.
Sick. Well, he does. He just doesn't want to talk to you.
So no, he thought it was interesting. It was pretty cool to tell him that. He goes, gosh, I don't remember that at all, but could have happened. I fought a lot. I drank a lot.
Partying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking.
But that's just a fun dad fight story.
That is too.
So that's what I got for you. What do you got? Thanks for letting me do all that talking. Got 40 minutes in me.
Yeah, I don't know what I got.
Okay.
Got the new clutch in the Harley. That amps me up.
You did it. You really did it.
All cleaned up.
Brother, and
it's been good. We felt a bunch of hope on the trip home.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't let us down since we got here. Got home just in time Tuesday to pick Wade up from his baseball practice and make it over to Gunner's game. So we sat in the back of my truck and watched the whole game with him. Got the boys home the next day. I went and got groceries. Went and did some other shit.
Dang, son.
It's just been good.
It is good. Well, it's nice to be...
This morning, I had full intentions on telling you that we weren't going to pod this morning because last night when I went to bed at 11:58, I was like, there's no way I'm going to clean that basement in time. And then hearing how good of a mood you were in and waking up in a good mood myself because I recently blacked out the windows in my bedroom so no more sunlight comes in.
Didn't know that's where that sentence was going.
Yeah.
Recently blacked out. Sleep like a baby now.
So, woke up in a good mood. We got it done, and now you're here with prime energy and ready to hang out, and that makes me amped up.
It makes me happy, and I'll tell you, one of the things I'm grateful for today is having a friend I can hang out with and do fun shit with, because part of what's been getting me down is all my friends are working and shit, and I live far away from them, and so I go, oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
And I feel lonely.
I'm going to take my dog to the river in my boat.
And I did. But so I'm grateful to be here with you, and I'm grateful to have juice, dude. Because here's the other thing, and here's this hope you're talking about that you got on the way home from North Dakota. And, I mean, we're just synced up is all it is. We just go through our cycle every once in a while, and it's not a frickin'... but we were spinning out pretty heavy for a while, and it's nice to have our feet on the ground. I was spinning out too, dude. I was back and forth on a million things. But I feel a little more settled than I was before. And here's a completely different story. Another cool thing that happened at this party that I was the king at the other day was... it got a little misogynistic at times, and there were some uncomfortable women that were uncomfortable or whatever. But you know me, I kept just trying to steer it back on course.
You usually do.
And they caught me doing it once when I think some guys were talking shit on periods or how annoying they are, how annoying women are, whatever. And I said, oh, yeah, if I had a period, I'd be out for like 10 to 16 days, which is true. I'm a pussy that way. I'm a Pisces that way. And then I think somebody said, like, God dang, Braxton, you'd see it from anybody's perspective, huh? And I said, yes, that's exactly what I do. Thank you.
Yeah,
so, yeah, that's something cool that happened. Thanks for following me.
You are relatable. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Well, by the way, dude, if I'm with a chick, I get fucked up when her period comes around.
Dude, how crazy has fucking Tyler's work ethic been lately? Good God.
Yeah, well, he's freaking climbing a mountain.
Fucking quit.
I wish I could.
He's making a leap, dude.
Yeah.
And he's sticking with it. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man. I got to talk to that young boy a couple days ago, and I forgot about that drive and that hunger that you have when you're that age. Mm-hmm. And it struck me, and I like immediately kind of got internally defensive to it. And I had to be like, yo, you're just defensive to this because you had that in you and you kind of let it die so that you don't get disappointed.
Damn, dude.
100%.
Shots fired.
Because you're just listening, and this is all I did for years, from like 16 to 20 years old, was like, in 4 years, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have a semi-truck, I'm going to have a wife, I'm going to have this, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I had a plan, and it was like, yeah, let me loose. I'm a man now, I'm free to do what I want. I will climb to the top of this fucking hunger that's unmatched. And I heard that, and I was like, holy shit, I used to have so much of that, because I heard it from this young boy saying, this is what I'm going to do with my life. And I went, and my immediate thought was like, you don't get to control what happens in your life. And then I was like, shut up, Braxton. Yes, you do. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
And so anyway, that was just fun to see and be reminded of. And it kind of inspired me.
A lot of what I'm going through is chasing that, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of whether it's the drinking, the smoking, or the whatever, however I'm living in my life. All I'm trying to get back is that hunger, that waking up every day and just fucking kicking
and you're
ass.
You haven't poisoned the well yet. This kid goes, yeah, I don't like want to drink or get high or anything like that. Like, I just know what I'm about. I just want to focus on my shit. Like, he's got a drive and a thing that he wants so bad that it's like, I don't want to get distracted with fucking bullshit.
He'll probably get it done too. That's all you need is that attitude and that mentality.
When you know nothing's more powerful than a made-up mind.
You ain't shitting.
So, I don't know. Seeing that was inspirational for me. I was really like, oh, yeah, we still... And that part of me still lives in there. I just probably exiled him for a while.
Dude, that got me amped up just hearing it.
Isn't it cool?
You forget about how fucking... Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
And you remember when you're like, this is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to go. And it didn't go anything like that. That's just part of living.
For sure.
But that part... It's the same thing I said with love that you remember. Where it's like, you didn't fail because your plan didn't succeed. You frickin' had the hunger and drive and determination and belief the whole time. That's a success to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing with love. You didn't fail because you put yourself out there.
Yeah, no shit. That was a fun road
Thank
to go
you.
down.
So I'm glad that we got to share that with everybody. I know somebody that's probably going to listen to this and get fucking a chubber, bro.
Fucking Sammy.
Shout out Rye. Shout out Rye guy, dude. Shout out the real Rye. Anyway, 14 minutes left. We can just go dead silence for the whole time if you want.
We can do whatever you want to do, G.
I really do. I don't know if people have done it before or if it's the worst idea ever. But I feel like because it's counterintuitive, it'd be fun to pivot towards the silence on an audio-only podcast.
See who hangs in there.
Yeah, but play Silent Chicken.
That'll work. I am going to piss quick, though.
Okay, I'll rip a pause and get a bubbly.
These bubbles are starting to catch up.
We'll be back to close this bitch out hard as hell.
I think I'm gonna.
I'm gonna come.
Meg said she doesn't need us there till 1.
Oh, perfect. No rush then. That gal didn't message me back, but I hope that a woman in her mid-30s babysits me today.
Are you gonna ride with me there?
Yeah, can I?
Hell
and
yeah.
if she doesn't,
no, she'll get amped.
If that other chick doesn't babysit me, I'll just roll with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Or go wherever I go. Where you go, spaceman. Dude, nobody gets that. See, and that's the other reason I want a girlfriend. Ha! We're back on the fucking roller coaster. Oh, because there's a above average Adam Sandler movie on Netflix where he goes to space and is fighting with his chick the whole time or something. And anyway, him and his girl, she's always saying, I go where you go, spaceman. And if I had a hot chick that would say that with me, that would make me feel loved.
You said come wrong, homeboy. Gee, I'm coming out of the fog, dude.
Oh, dude, I forgot about frickin'
Yes.
Never mind. We've done a good episode that I don't have to edit. We don't.
It's perfect.
I was about to go sex talk on him.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
Because I was thinking... I was thinking about how much I like experiencing climax together with a woman.
See, and I don't...
At the same time.
I'm more of a... I'll give you yours, I'll get mine. Let's high five, call this... we did what we came to do, you know?
Yeah, I know. Well,
trying to sync up is too much.
So I read something I read something in a book that I was like, I'm going to send this to Yancey when I read the first sentence. And it was like, take this client, for example. He dates a girl, or, he pursues a woman, and then once he gets her and he has sex with her, he quickly moves on to the next one. And I go, oh my God, this book's going to tell us everything we need to know about Yancey. And then I keep reading, and it goes, he's not that interested in sex at all. He doesn't enjoy it that much. It's more like something that he does as a primal thing as a conquest. And then he doesn't want to have sex with them afterwards, and he just wants to send them down the road. And I said, damn, it's nothing like Yancey. He loves the sex the whole time.
I love that. And what I'm trying to get away from and why I haven't been sleeping around is I think that's just that I've used sex since my teens to make myself feel like a man, and build me up, and not used it as the healthiest tool. So that's why after my last divorce, I can get in healthy relationships and not cheat and be fine. But as soon as we break up, like same day,
that part
hit
comes
up one
back.
of the old,
Okay.
Yeah, you want to come over, and then I do that to get over it.
To feel like a big, strong man.
Yeah.
Not one that got his heart broken or is vulnerable or loved somebody and it didn't work.
So we're trying to lean into that feeling all the feelings kind of guy.
That's pretty neat. Well, and let's take this idea, for example.
And maybe we're not trying to lean into it. Maybe life has just gotten to that point for me. I don't know how much control I have and where life is. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I had this good perspective, so I decided to change my life. I don't know exactly what's happening, but it's something we think about more often.
Yeah. And we're trying to make a change about.
For sure.
Nicely done, dude. And that's self-kindness, I think, that you just practiced right there. I can't remember what I was going to say because I was so taken aback by those tools that you just expressed. That was very impressive. What were we talking about?
No idea.
Sex with women, making you feel like a man.
Oh, that book you read?
Yeah. I don't know, but pretty cool, dude. What if, man? What if? What if sex is a gift from God that is only fully enjoyed when you utilize it in the context that he gives you, which is marriage? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that...
Are you asking me what if we're only supposed to have sex in marriage? Because that's kind of what you got out.
It's kind of what I'm actually trying to get at is subtract or separate or set aside the part of you that sex is the cool because of it makes you feel like a man and it feels good and it's a dopamine rush. It's like a drug and it's like a cheat code to intimacy, right? It satisfies a lot of these parts. And I'm just saying move that aside and look at, because I wonder, and I'm just more naturally this way, so it's not like I have some enhanced perspective. I'm just a Pisces. The part where, and maybe you've experienced the difference. I'm just saying where it's like two people that truly love each other experiencing intimacy together is different than hooking up with a floozy.
Oh, it definitely is.
And I'm saying those. I don't even think those are the same things. You know what I mean?
The last year and a half that I was married, I really figured out. We really dialed in the intimacy thing, and it was way different for sure.
And you got to truly feel like love on a level that comes with sex.
It was all the shit I had done before that came out down the road that ruined things. Yeah, we were doing reasonably well,
and that's going to happen from time to time.
Yep. So, but yes, it is different for sure.
Can we think about?
But there's also nothing funner than two grown adults that don't want to, they don't want to be in a relationship with each other, but like once every now and again, every month or two, like, hey, let's have a couple drinks, have a spend over, chill, and you get those things. You get to kiss on each other, lay on the couch, do the things, go to bed, fool around, and then the next day go back to just how life was.
Yeah,
not all these
cool.
tricky fucking.
I would love to be.
And
able
also
to do
at this
that.
age, everyone's got so much shit, right? It's not like an 18 or 19-year-old with nothing going on.
No
and
baggage.
The wind can blow you any direction.
Yeah,
it's like she's got a fucking career and two kids and trying to co-parent with her baby daddy she just got divorced from. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to keep my house clean, meals every day, and do, which I'm getting pretty fucking good at. But
sick.
Everyone's trying to figure out their shit. So I understand that some dudes are pigs and just immediately send a message. It's like, oh, we matched, you want to fuck? And whatever, if you're into that. Sometimes it works. But it's also cool to meet people and just hang out for a day or two every couple of months,
I might get an opportunity at that with do anyway. Jesus Christ, B-Train, get excited. God damn.
Oh, that was fun.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. I'm excited,
whatever.
man.
Dave Chappelle says everybody fucks funny. Everyone's doing whatever the fuck they're doing. All I can say is just be straight up with whatever the fuck you're doing with people. I
couldn't agree more. And I appreciate that. And I'm not even making any value judgments. I'm just saying I don't look at those as the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And one of them's more selfish. But that's nice when you're meeting on a level of, hey, we're both being selfish right here, and we know that to do that we have to act selfless, and then we get to act like this for a day. That's sick. But there might be, there is something magic and that separates it about when it's a true intimacy between two people that love each other and want to love each other.
Yeah.
And that's nice. And I'm excited to get that again. And I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I hope it is.
How's that first couple of weeks when you really fall in love together and you're just laying around fucking every...
That is
cool. 3-4
Well,
fucking
and you can even
times
be a
day.
lunatic like me because I don't get to fully fall in love. Brother, I'm going to say song lyrics out loud that fucking wrecked me yesterday.
I'm not laughing because I'm excited that it wrecked you. It's just funny how you brought it to the table, dude.
Time moves slow when you're 17, and then it picks up speed at 21. Pretty soon you'll remember when you could remember when you loved someone.
Damn.
And I went, dude, that feeling you get when you're 19 and you fall in love with somebody, I hope I get to feel that again. Because I think I'm trying to get that, and I meet somebody, and I go, oh, it's probably that. It's not that.
Chasing a ghost.
Yeah, you were just a young boy that would do anything.
I've been in my head about that shit so much lately. Because it's like, there's this one chick I talked to that I really could date, and there's really a lot of things we could work out, and like I just find the littlest reasons to make it so it's not my fault just because I have commitment issues, and it's like, I'm sure I can feel that again, but I get too scared to commit because it sucked so bad, you know?
Yes, I do know. And here's what I'm wondering. People talk about it. I don't know if it's true. Honestly, I would say a quiet corner in my mind I don't express very often, but it is what has the reins, is I'm just counting on that thing people talk about in books and movies and true love or whatever when they say, yeah, I just knew she walked in the door, this, that, and the other thing. Or maybe, you know what I mean? Or at least like looking for the first 2 weeks or month to be problem free. Just because I know that's possible when everybody's fucking lying to each other and happy. But do you know what I'm saying? There's a part of me that goes like, yeah, I'm not going, if it is at all, like if there's obstacles that are frustrating to that degree, that's not what I'm waiting, like, and hopefully that doesn't keep us alone forever.
Usually
but I don't think it will.
Usually as far as I view it, I knew right, the moment I saw her, that statement comes with connection, and it's an older statement because there used to be a ton more connection.
You taught me
now even if I'm going into the fucking rough, if I'm going by myself to have a bucket after work, I don't look for anyone to talk to sitting at the bar. I put my AirPods in, I take it out to tell her what I want and thank you when it gets there, and then I sit there and watch a podcast and drink a beer. And I just think everyone's so much more disconnected. It takes time. It usually takes a week or two before you even start feeling that. And everything's over these fucking messages, these fucking dating apps and Facebook Messenger and Snapchat. And it's like, meet me for a drink quick. Let's chat for 20 minutes and see if there's anything here. But then that feels so awkward and uncomfortable because girls are like, oh, well, we could at least talk for a couple of days. And it's like, why the fuck are you
and I'm telling you, I have cracked the code. I've said this before, but it just worked for me last week. In fact, things were going so off the rails that I thought I was done talking to this gal. And I was like, because I said, oh, maybe we can hang out on Sunday. She said, okay. And I thought, what the hell? What did I do? Vulnerability. I said, hey, we kind of left things awkward. What's the deal? And she said, yeah, it just seemed like you weren't interested in me. And I said, oh, that's not the case at all. It just seemed like you weren't interested in me, but right on, we can just keep going. What do you think about a phone call? Could we talk on the phone? I'm just no good at this texting thing. And she said, yeah. And then the next day we talked on the phone for an hour, and now we can't get her off the B.
Nice.
That's all you got to do.
Well, you're one of the funnest people to talk to.
I know. We got to do phone calls, though, because that's the connection. And I'll say another thing. This part where society now goes to the bar and puts their AirPods in and watches a podcast, that's the society that they've left for me. This is the one that I'm walking into going, yeah, I'll find love and raise the vibe. And then you walk in and everybody's like, no, we have phones. And you go, no, but yeah, like connection, and we'll raise them. And they go, no, it's phone. I have a phone.
You know where they don't do phones? Church. Try it out, fucker.
I've been so scared to try church my whole life, but I could now that I'm better.
We could go this Sunday. No, we can't. You got to go do things.
Probably. I almost spilled the beans about my siblings coming to visit for the weekend for Father's Day. I talked to My dad doesn't know because it's a Father's Day surprise. And this morning on the phone, I said, when are my siblings coming? And I said, God damn son of a bitch. And then I don't know what he said something about a horse, and he's like, sorry, I'm trying to catch this horse. And I went, oh, maybe he didn't hear me. And then I thought, or maybe my old man said, I knew my kids were coming. I'm not going to let Braxton spill the beans. So I'm going to hope he did that for me.
Yeah. That'll be cool. Well, either way, just pretend.
Yeah, so almost ruined that.
Sick as hell.
So that's kind of what I do. Just go around trying to connect with people, accidentally ruining things because we have to have secrets.
Maybe put your AirPods in and watch a podcast.
Damn, you did it, dude. That's an hour podcasting, right? You did that on the hour.
Nice.
Guys, thanks for listening. Please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. Please tell your friends about it.
Do anything.
We just want to double our listeners from 30 to 60. That's all we want.
It'd be sick as hell.
So just tell like 3 people.
Free hand job for the first one.
Okay. See ya.